me and Brian. And my kid, when I kept picking him up at track, eventually he was like, "Ma, can you just like pick me up over there, like away from my friends?"
Nope.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get out and give you a big hug and kiss.
Right. So let's see who's on. I'm sure Mike is on. Let me check.
Of
So
course,
who's
Mike
on,
is
Kelly?
He has nothing to do.
Mike is always on. That's our friend. I love when Mike goes on. Kelly, who else is on? Because I'm taking forever. I got problems, y'all.
So we have Mike right now.
Hey, Mike. I didn't mean it when I said you have nothing to do.
Aw, Mike is awesome. What'd you say?
Well, right now we have Mike. I can't see other people right now. But that's okay. They're coming.
There was a question, actually, that we didn't get to. And it says, no problem, another, what are Dave's thoughts on... I'll get to it later. Because I gotta do
I
this.
saw one where somebody was asking about real estate being a good investment right now.
Yeah, for real. And a flip and all that. Thoughts?
Yeah, well, if you're going to flip a house, you better be quick. I want you to be super quick because I don't think that real estate prices are going to stay at these lofty levels.
You don't think so?
Well, I mean...
That's good news, actually, because it's like you can't find deals. You can find them. You just got to hustle. Like, it's hard.
So last year, I don't know if you remember, we had that pandemic thing.
Yeah, right.
You weren't allowed to go to work. So you weren't allowed, a lot of people were not allowed to go to work. So we didn't build houses, we didn't make lumber. So there's a significant shortage of inventory. And that's one of the reasons why houses are so expensive. And then the other thing is that lumber and all building supplies are highly appreciated, highly inflated right now.
Yeah.
And that's also creating a rise in housing prices. But I think a lot of those transitory inflationary pressures are going to be off next year at some point in time as more countries and states open up. So if you're going to flip a house, if you buy it right now, you got to sell it into this market. It cannot be something you're going to buy now and flip and sell next year. I think you got to do it right now.
You think it's going to start coming back down next year?
Next year, because we really need a year of building.
Yeah.
Which we're not even totally getting this year, because like Ohio just took off a lot of the health mandates in June. Some states hadn't taken theirs off until just now, and some are just coming off.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be better next year, but I think it's going to be probably through most of next selling season that prices are still a little bit elevated.
Okay. Chris will be coming on Facebook, so I hope he makes it soon. Miss Anita's here. What's up, Miss Anita? What's up, Mike? Brenda. What's up, Brenda? I really thought Dave was going to look like Kevin O'Leary based on his voice. Do you know who that is?
But it's more like Brad Pitt.
Right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
How did he know I was thinking that? Yeah. Exactly. Brad Pitt's face, Arnold's body.
Biceps.
Right. Who is that guy? Do you know who that is?
Kevin O'Leary?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. He's on Shark Tank.
Oh, sorry, guys. I don't know. I don't watch that.
Well, for one thing, he's Canadian. But he's actually a smart Canadian because he doesn't like Canada. He likes America.
Wow.
And he's kind of short, fat, and bald. So I got the bald part.
What's up, Maurice, on YouTube? If you are on YouTube, just simple instructions. Click below, click subscribe, and then type in, introduce yourself, and welcome to the family, to the YouTube family. And let me see. Kelly's here. Kelly says, what's up? So, yes. So you're saying if you're going to flip, do it quickly. This is the one I want to get to. How do you set up beneficiaries if your children have addictions and can't handle money yet? You want to make provisions when they're sober, currently have a 403 and a retirement plus a previous retirement and will inherit money. Our estate will be with home about... Is that 800,000?
800, yeah.
My retirement money in 2 pots, one 140 and the other currently 255. Should I pay off the house, the 140, when I retire, or keep doing payments for tax purposes to hold my investments to keep growing? I'm pretty or fairly healthy, but husband is not and can work in the evening. And this person is 67, almost 68, and afraid to retire due to healthcare costs. Mm-hmm. Do you have any advice? They're a little overwhelmed.
Yeah, the first thing that I would do, whenever you have addiction in your family, and it doesn't matter who it is, it is affecting you dramatically. I would find a godly Al-Anon group near you.
What did you say, Al-Anon?
Al-Anon. It's
So that's not obviously it's not AAA.
it's
AA.
not AA. They
AA.
work off of AA principles.
Oh,
but
wow.
It's for family members.
Oh,
Addicts.
that's Al-Anon. I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would go, and
Okay.
even though you don't want to go, and when you first go, you're going to think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Keep going, because you're going to find out that the things that you're going through are very common. They're common to just about everybody who deals with addiction in their family, and it's going to be helpful for you, and I would definitely do it. The second thing I would do is I would not make your addicted family member a beneficiary. What you could do is set up a trust and make the trust the beneficiary, and then the trustee, who would be over the trust after you're deceased, can make decisions about whether to release money to somebody if the money is just going to hurt the person, if it's just going to buy more drugs or alcohol or whatever the addiction of choice is. You do not want to give them money. You're not helping them, you're hurting them. And so it's going to have to be in a trust, and you're going to have to give somebody the leeway to release money when appropriate and say no when it's appropriate also.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of ways that you could do this, but you're going to need an attorney to really help set up that trust and to write it out. And by the way, it's a revocable trust. So if things rectify themselves, at some point you could just cancel the trust and give them the money. But if they don't, this is a good safety valve to keep money out of the hands of somebody who will hurt. And money is a huge, when people don't have money, all we do is we want money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then when you get it, you realize it is a humongous responsibility. God has blessed you. It's a responsibility that you have to take it seriously. And because of that, there's a lot of pressures that we don't think about when you don't have it that are there when you do have it. And this is one of them. Am I going to hurt somebody by leaving them the money? So you want to do it right. You owe it to yourself to do it right.
Yeah.
And by the way, you don't have to give them the money. You could give it to charity if you want.
Yeah.
You do not have to give them the money. That's a personal choice that you make. Through a trust, I think you could help them. Now, should you or should you not pay off your house? I don't know. I need to see the interest rate. Most people don't itemize their taxes right now, so the mortgage deduction is not helping you in most cases, so it doesn't make sense to keep it for tax purposes. However, if the rate is low and you can, if you have a 2.5% or a 3% mortgage, I would not be in as big of a rush to pay it off because I would be investing.
Right, I know that's
I might
right.
pay more on it and get it paid off faster,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't allocate all of my money to pay off a 2.5% or a 3% mortgage.
Stasha on YouTube, welcome. Hello. Thank you for introducing yourself. Make sure to click subscribe if you're on YouTube. And Stasha, if you have any financial questions or Reese, make sure to comment on YouTube.
Stasha, that is the female version of Stash.
Oh, really?
She must be Polish.
Exactly.
You know what I have on my podcast, Financial Revelations? I think it was 28 people from Poland.
No! What? That's cool. Oh, there's
What up, Polish people?
So, yes, you heard it. He has a podcast, Financial Revelations. You release every week, correct?
Yes, we try to, unless I'm traveling or I'm lazy.
Hello,
That does happen.
Miss Theola. Charles, I know that you're busy with work. Welcome. Thank you for saying hi.
Charles is not busy with work.
I know, exactly.
Charles is probably eating bonbons, watching, Feet Up.
Right.
Probably hasn't showered yet.
Chilling.
Got that 5 o'clock shadow.
What's your latest episode on Financial Revelations about
I
this
talk
week?
about my 4 kind of loose rules with 401ks and how to approach them and what to do with them, how to look at them.
Okay.
Because remember, like 401k and a house are generally most individuals' 2 biggest investments.
Oh, yeah.
Because 401k is kind of a forced savings, so we do it. Yeah. And a house, well, we want to live in a house. So we got we buy it. In America, we buy houses. In most other countries, they don't. Mm-hmm. They rent, or it's provided by the government. So it's important to do this right. We want to get it right.
Yeah.
And so I talk about how to do that.
Mike is saying, can you stop throwing up? No, it wasn't. It was Charles. Stop throwing up gang signs. Hey, what are you doing
Did I
over
do
there?
a Polish gang sign? I didn't even know a gang sign.
In terms of trusts, my son is now 18, and we've had a trust for about 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And our conversation's switching. We didn't even realize it. So Len and I were telling him about the trust because now he cares.
Yeah.
And we're realizing, hold up, like if we die, we have a person, an executor, but trying to help him understand what he'll have on his hands and the decisions he can make. What are some like bullet points or some things that you would want your son or child to know about whether it's inheritance or life insurance, or instead of just leaving it to, oh, you'll figure it out. I mean, stuff can happen tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. I think, especially for adult children, 18, I don't know if he's really.
Yeah, that's still early. Yeah.
Uh,
Yes. You're like
Any-
Len. Len's like, you're not a man, dude. You're still 18.
go pay a bill.
Right, right.
Go figure out how you're going to pay the bill. That's how you know when you're an adult.
For real.
I have this bill.
Yeah, yeah.
I have no idea how I'm paying it, but I know it's got to be paid.
Right.
So I got to start thinking here. I've been there. That's how I think you know when you're an adult. You know, I think what I would do when they're ready, and I don't, you know, for your kids are a little bit more mature. I think at 18 than a lot of kids that I've met. But if they're ready, I would have it written down.
Oh, okay.
I would keep an inventory of my insurances, my bank account numbers, where they're at. For instance, on my business account, I realized a few years ago, I'm the only one on that account.
Yeah.
If I assume room temperature, that account isn't going anywhere. No one's going to get access to it.
Yeah.
So don't tell her, but I added my wife to the account.
Okay.
Can we keep that between us? Please?
Right.
Yeah, because if I die, she's got to have access to that.
Yeah.
Someone's got to pay the bills. And so doing a list, because it's not uncommon where I see an estate being settled and like, oh yeah, we just found this. And, oh yeah, we just found that.
Yeah.
Because people accumulate things over time. So write it down for people.
Okay. And just keep it in your home.
Yeah,
For
keep
when
it in a
it's-
safe.
Yeah.
I think everybody should have a safe at their house, even if it's a small one.
Yeah.
And it's not that a thief couldn't carry it off or something, but if there was a fire, it would stay protected a little bit longer.
Yeah. Don't put your cash in there. Isn't there a story you shared about that?
Well, yeah.
That's so messed up.
I think having, you know, so I meet a lot of people say, well, I have $50,000 at home. Don't do that. You know,
Yeah.
if you want to have a little bit of cash at your house,
Yeah.
okay, I get that. Keep it in a protected device. And a lot of those little safes, you can drill them into the wall so somebody can't just come in and carry them off.
Yeah.
It'd be much more difficult to do that. I look for a deal with like a standing safe or something like that where you could keep your wills, your trusts. If you own a firearm, you could keep it in there. I think one of the things about firearms is that when you own one, you got to be responsible with it.
Yeah.
If it falls
Yeah.
into the wrong hands, bad things are going to happen. So
Yeah.
lock them up.
Miss Anita mentioning again, thank you for sharing this. I didn't even know about this. We got to spread the word. Al-Anon is a support group for the family during active addiction. Adult Children of Alcoholics, ACA, is for those who grew up with family addiction and want support for the residual effects. So important.
Even if it's not active addiction,
Yeah.
you could still go to Al-Anon.
Oh, okay.
And it's, the things that happen during active addiction
Yeah.
and around that time, you think, well, it didn't affect me, but it
Yeah.
does. It
Yeah.
affects you dramatically. You just don't know it.
Yeah, it's true.
Until you see somebody who says something that you've been thinking,
Yeah.
you're like, oh my gosh, I might be insane.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah,
So
right.
Really, if a lot of people, most people get a lot from it, a lot.
So make sure to check that out and spread the word because we know it's an issue here. So you know somebody if it's not you. Danella, what's up? Charles, what's up? Miss Anita Thiola, thank you for joining. Brenda Kelly. And then Stasha on YouTube. And Oris, thank you for saying hello. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe and the bell. The bell will let you know when we release an episode. We're here every day at 9:05.
Is Stasha Polish? I bet you she is.
Stasha, are you Polish? Let us know. And thank you, Dave, for being on with us.
I love being
Thank
here.
you, thank
It's a
you.
pleasure.
I'll see you at 10 o'clock. If you go to Jannelle Neville's, I'm going to go live and we're going to talk about doing it scared. Walking into God's purpose or whatever He has in front of you when you're fearful, still moving forward, lessons I've learned, and I can't wait to learn about you. There's actually a story that just came out of the Olympic trials, and it's a woman who just beat the record of 400-meter hurdles under 52 seconds.
Yeah, I saw it.
She gave glory to the Lord, and I can't wait to share something that really kind of resonated with me. It was her thoughts on what the Lord was telling her while she was going through the process and while she was experiencing the burden and just the struggle of getting to where she's at now.